Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me again, and this time I am reviewing Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Now, don't let the new protagonist fool you. This is basically designed like a traditional top down Zelda game. If you have played A Link to the Past, or Link's Awakening, or Link Between Worlds, or any of the 2D top down ones, even though this one's 3D, some of those were 2D. Then you know what to expect design wise. You have the overworld exploration aspect where you pick up and complete side quests, find collectibles like heart pieces and the new stamps in this one, hidden throughout the area, and of course you stock up on them sweet, sweet rupees. As always, some of these collectibles cannot be reached until you have certain abilities or tools, but more on that later. Then you have the dungeons, the second aspect of any Zelda game. These are traditional Zelda dungeons in many ways, filled with puzzles and combat challenges, and they're all well designed too, but some of them are a little too simple for my taste personally. I like a little bit more complexity in my Zelda dungeons. But unlike pretty much every other Zelda game, you do not get a new ability or tool to use from each dungeon you enter. In this game, those aspects are replaced with the new Echoes mechanic. You can clone certain objects you come across in the world. These vary from beds to rocks to trampolines to flying tiles that you can ride on to even blocks of water, which is probably the most useful one, honestly, since you can string them together horizontally or stack them up vertically. It was the one I used the most to get around. Very, very useful. Some have very specific uses, such as a stone that is immune to lava, allowing you to cross over pools of lava. Some have offensive capability as well and can be used to damage enemies. Like there's one's like a big old rolling log with spikes on it. You can also clone any enemy you defeat, which is cool, with the exception of bosses, of course. These enemies are one of your main tools to deal damage in combat, but they can also have utility in puzzle solving and exploration, such as activating an electric switch with an enemy that uses electric attacks, or lighting a torch with an enemy that uses fire, or summoning a flying enemy and picking it up to glide off a ledge. Your other main tool in combat is turning into a clone of Link. Yep, in the first game where you play as Zelda, you still play as Link sometimes. In this form, you can fight just as Link does, swinging the sword, shooting arrows, blocking attacks with your shield. You can upgrade this form as well to stay in it longer and do more damage and unlock like a few more attacks. I like the variety of abilities at your disposal between all the echoes you can summon and your ability to transform into Link, as it allows you some leeway for creativity when it comes to combat and puzzles and exploration. And this increases as you progress, since one of the new rewards for completing a dungeon alongside the classic heart container is an enhancement of your summoning ability, allowing you to summon more echoes at once. As for the story, it's pretty standard Legend of Zelda stuff. Hyrule is in danger and needs saving, of course. This time Hyrule is being swallowed up by mysterious rifts, and the courageous hero Link has been swallowed up too. So it's up to Zelda to save the day. She is joined by a cute little floating creature named Tri, who has the ability to close the rifts and create echoes of various objects. So Zelda and Tri team up to save Hyrule. The biggest headline leading up to release of Echoes of Wisdom was that this was the first Zelda game where you actually play as Zelda, which is cool, you know. I mean, I enjoyed saving Hyrule as the priestess of legend this time instead of the hero of legend. But it doesn't really change much about the game narratively, outside of your interactions with some of the characters and some parts of the story, like, let's say, Zelda's relationship with the goddesses of Hyrule, which was a part of the lore I like. She is still a silent protagonist though, just like Link has always been. I can't help but to think they should have maybe been more ambitious with something that seems so monumental for the series. But hopefully they'll do that in the future. I personally would like a Legend of Zelda game where she uses her own magical abilities bestowed on her by the goddesses of Hyrule. You know, like the attacks she uses in Smash Bros, like Din's Fire or Furor's Wind or whatever the hell the other one is. Instead of relying on Tri's cloning abilities. I think that would be really, really fucking cool, man. Nintendo, if you steal my idea, I don't know, credit me or give me some money or some shit. As for the graphics, They went with the same cutesy, sort of chibi art style that was used in the Link's Awakening remake, which is understandable because I'm pretty sure that Grezzo developed both of these games. I'm not really a fan of the chibi, big head, small body art style in general, but for a top-down Zelda game, I can tolerate it. It's passable. The overall quality of art direction and animation is still solid though, so not too bad. I was slightly disappointed in the music though. It's not bad or anything, it's just that outside of some remixes of classic tunes like the Fairy Fountain theme and some other exceptions, it's just not up to the standard of greatness that I expect from a series with some of the greatest music in gaming history. It's largely forgettable tunes, to be honest. There was a performance issue though, in the form of some noticeable stuttering at times. It wasn't so bad that it would ruin the experience, but it would be nice if it ran smoother, A minor complaint on performance, but yeah. Overall, Echoes of Wisdom is a really good Zelda game. I like the new Echoes mechanic and the creativity it affords the player. I thought the world and dungeons were designed really well around this central mechanic, and I like playing as Zelda for the first time, even though I think they can do a lot more with her as the protagonist of a game. It's not going to be up there among the best, like A Link to the Past, or Ocarina of Time, or A Link Between Worlds, or Twilight Princess, or Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but it is still a really good game. I highly recommend it if you are a fan of the series, but if you aren't for some asinine reason, this one won't convince you otherwise. Well, that's it for my review. If you have any questions about the game, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.